Hey, what's up? My name's Haley. I have this flower press kit here. Now, I was so excited to get this because I am a big time crafter. I love doing little things, gifts for people. I love making cards. I just like doing little crafty things. So I was so excited to get this flower press kit because I've heard a lot about them and I've always thought it would be so fun to make my own dried flowers to then use it to do crafts. And this is awesome because it really comes with everything you need here. Obviously instructions, smart. It comes with this clear envelope here to put all of your dried pressed flowers in, which I thought was great. And then it comes with all of the things to actually press the flowers. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this together. Also, look how pretty that is. The engraving on that wood. That's so pretty. Also, this is really nice, high quality wood. Right, here's the two pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead, put this together. We have the screws here. It looks very easy, and I'm sure this will be very quickly done. I put all of the bolts in the bottom layer here, and then this is really, really easy. Okay, so it comes with a bunch of cardboard and paper. So you put a piece of cardboard on the bottom here. Okay, so I have my cardboard here. I'm gonna put a piece of paper on top. And then I've got all of my flowers that I'm going to dry here. And I've never I've never pressed flowers before, so I'm gonna kind of mess around with some different petals that I got. I'll put some facing different directions. I got all sorts of different colors. Make sure that your petals are completely dry. So I got some of these cool flowers, so I'll put some on their sides like that, and we'll see how that turns out. And here's this big, pretty flower. And then I got this yellow one. I have no idea how this one's gonna go, but we'll put that one right there. We will put in a couple of leaves. We'll put in, let's see how this purple one ends up, if I kind of put it like that. All right, so here is my finished floral arrangement here. So then what you do is you put a piece of paper on top, and I'm gonna kind of maneuver the flowers the way I want them to lay, and then you put the cardboard on top of that, and then you take your top piece of wood, slip that on there, and then you have all these wing nuts and washers, and I'm gonna put all of these right here. Okay, so these are screwed pretty securely. What I did is I kind of pressed each side next to each wing nut here, and just press each one individually until it's really secure. And that looks like it's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Obviously, it won't completely go together because you have the cardboard and the pieces of paper in between. So now we have to let this sit in a cool, dry place for 2 to 5 days. So I'm going to check this in 2 days, see how it goes, and I'll see you in a couple days so we can see what the flowers look like. All right, so I checked this at day 2, and they were pretty flat, but they didn't seem like they were quite as dry as I wanted them to be. So it's now been 4 days, and I'm gonna go ahead and check and see how these are looking. All right, I went ahead and slipped this out between the flower press. I'm gonna set that to the side, and we're gonna take a look at how these turned out. I'm really excited to see these. Okay, so they have been sitting again for 4 days, and they are completely, let me try to pick one up. They're very delicate. We got pressed flowers here, and they are completely flat, dry, completely pressed. Some of them, okay, so you're gonna have to kind of be careful. So this one isn't really usable. This was the flower, this was a marigold, and it's really big and poofy, and that didn't quite work. So not every flower is going to turn out super well, but all of these other ones, look how cool these are. This is a petunia flower, this deep purple one. Not sure what that is. We've got some rose petals here. Oh, I like these leaves. The leaves turned out cool. And then I had just kind of some of these little yellow bits that will be cool to kind of just fill in little gaps here and there. Here. Oh, I like how these are really cool. I like how these little purple ones came out. Those are awesome. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I have my journal here. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of decorate the front with the flowers here, and I'm gonna go ahead and use some puzzle glue I don't have any Mod Podge, but I'm gonna, hopefully the puzzle glue will work, putting that on top of the flowers. All right, so next time I press flowers, I really wanna be sure to make sure the flowers are laying in the way that they want before I press it down. So you can see here that this flower isn't as pretty because it got pressed down as it was kind of bent. Definitely my advice is to be careful when you, before you press it down, making sure the flowers are all laying the way that you want them to lay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this and see how this turns out. All right, I've got all my flowers on there. My only regret is that I did not pick more flowers, but I think what I have is looking pretty cute. I have, and then these two, you could probably actually reuse this. You could probably actually reuse both of these white papers. You absolutely can reuse the cardboard, so that's great. I'm gonna take this puzzle glue here, and I'm gonna see how this looks. Getting this on the flowers, kind of doing like a Mod Podge effect, except I don't have any Mod Podge. All right, so here's the end result of my little flower craft project here on the front of my journal. I wish that I had more petals to work with to fill in the gaps, so I'll just have to press some more flowers and then fill in the gaps to make it look even prettier. This flower kit is great. It comes with everything you need. It's got great instructions. The actual tool to press the flowers works really well. Absolutely, if you're in the market for a flower press kit, if you love to craft, 10 out of 10, absolutely recommend this one.